Finally, CM Punk speaks out about the whole AEW departure. We're going to find out what happened right now in real time. This here's our your hardcore casual fan. With that being said, let's go.
Where are you backstage? Jack Perry's on screen and he says, real glass, why don't you cry about it? Where are you when this is said?
I was in my locker room.
Did you feel like that was directed at you?
Yes.
Why?
Okay, it obviously was directed at me.
Well, because, okay, so for those that may not know, apparently he had a trip planned. He wanted to use glass. You were consulted. You said, why would you use glass? Correct me, you lived it. So I'm trying to bring people up to speed.
This is one of those things where it's just like, there's all these rumors about NDAs.
Yes.
There's a big difference between not being allowed to talk about some shit or just not wanting to talk about some shit. I don't necessarily want to litigate this again.
You say again, you've never talked about it publicly, but
no,
you mean like just like
I guess I haven't, but that's the thing. So Tony's big idea was separate show. We're going to separate everybody. And I said, that'll never work. Just let me go. Just get me out of here. Just pay me my money. I've already been off TV. I hurt this arm. Just get me out of here. You know, no, I can't let you go. Why? Just let me go. Who cares? It's best. I mean, these guys don't want me here. This isn't a real business. This isn't a business predicated on making money, drawing money, selling tickets, you know, doing business. It's not what it was sold to me as. So let me go. No, I can't let you go. I'm going to do this new show. You're going to have blah, blah, blah. And then the second day we have this.
Now, I would agree that doing the whole AEW Collision show, that was stupid. It was great because I get to see Punk by himself, but it's kind of like, bro, there's too many shows to begin with. There's too many belts to begin with. At the end of the day, it should be all about, it's not about making friends. It's like what Punk said, it's not about making friends, it's about making money. Now, we're not going to act like CM Punk was a guiding angel, because we know what he did when he cut that impromptu promo on Hangman Page. We know what he did when he had that scrum at All Out. So he's no angel in this. But with Tony, you have to be, I said this when everything happened, you have to put your foot down and be like, hey, I'm paying you, both, all of y'all, get into a room, hash it out. You ain't got to be best friends, but hey, we're here to make money. We're not here to make friends. That's all it should have been. But, you know, I guess the elite didn't see it that way, even though they've never even come close to headlining or being a star like a CM Punk, but I guess they knew best, right? Whatever. Same reason why Cody Rhodes stayed there on the weight. He didn't. Okay. But yeah, you just got Tony Khan, man. You just got to put your foot down, bruh.
Show. I'm sitting in catering, minding my own business, and Tony Schiavone comes and gets me, and he's like, hey, I really need your help. And I was like, what? He's like, Jack is, you know, cussing me out, and he's cussed out Mike Mansouri, and he cussed out Daryl from production, and he's cussing out the doctor right now. Why? What? And I was immediately like, dude isn't supposed to be here, you know. I was told people are getting separated, so there's not problems, and you don't want me involved in this because just like everything else I've explained before, like, y'all need to handle this, because if you don't, I'm going to handle it, and you're not going to like the way I handle it. Prophetic words. So he's begging me. Now, please, he drags me out of catering. I go up. Hook and Jack are doing an angle. I don't know anything about Jack going on vacation. All I know is there's a litany of people that don't want, they work one day a week and they don't want to. So they want to show up and wrestle and then film vignettes and then sit at home for 4 weeks. Great. Not my company. Do what you want. But not on my show.
Oh, who was that? Was that Perry that he was talking about? Yo, that's crazy. That people that just want to work once a week and didn't even want to do that and just shoot vignettes and stay at home. Oh man, what y'all trying to be like Hulk Hogan and Nash and Hall back in the late 90s, bro? Like, go ahead.
That was my attitude. So I said, Tony, you really want me doing this? Yeah. And I walked up to Jack, and he was sitting in a car. What he wanted to do, it was a rental car. What he wanted to do was smash the window of the rental car with a pipe. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, it's a rental car. And I very politely, because I like Jack, I was just like, Doc's told you no, Daryl's told you no, Mike's told you no, Shivani's told you no, and now I have to tell you no. Mm-hmm. And apparently you've cussed them all out. So I'm telling you no. We don't do that here. If you want to do this, go to Wednesday and do it. Mm-hmm. Right? And he had no problem. He said, okay. He said, well, I just thought it was a really cool idea. And I said, it might be, but this is a rental car. Boys ruin it for the boys. You're going to smash the window of a rental car and you're going to return it with no fucking window. And now whatever national budget hurts, whatever is going to be like, don't rent cars to pro wrestlers anymore. This is a thing that's happened.
Right.
This is, you know, so.
Now, here's the thing. We all know Punk. I know we don't know him personally, but it's like, part of me is like, did you really say it all? Hey, Perry, you know, you can't do that, man. Like, I don't know. But here's the issue I have. The fact that Jack Perry wouldn't listen to veterans like a Shivani, it's like, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you to be cussing out, according to Punk, to be cussing out veterans like Shivani and other guys because you want to do a spot? What, you think you're going to change the business? Like, you're that hung up on doing a spot that at the end of the day, nobody's going to care about. Nobody's going to care about because we don't care about you. Like, you, I don't know who pumped you up to think that you were this big deal. You're cool. You're nice. You a Jungle Boy. I like Jungle Boy. I ain't going to hold you. I thought Jungle Boy was cool. But, like, nobody care about you like that for you to do this whole angle. Like, you could have just left. Like, you didn't have to do this whole angle with Hook to do your little vacation, whatever you wanted to do. But, like, to be this hung up, to be cussing out, you know, people that have been in this business for over 30, 40 years, 25, 20 years, because you want to do some dumb spot. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like CM Punk said a year prior, he's really dealing with children.
I wasn't trying to throw my weight around. I wasn't like, this is my show and you gotta get out of here. I was just like, this is fucking dumb, man. And he wanted to do it so he didn't have to fly back to Canada. And I, you know, sorry, man. We're privileged to be in this business. We're privileged to do this for a living. Mm-hmm. Like, I get it. I didn't want to go to Canada either. All the flights were delayed, canceled. Everybody's travel sucked. But to come to this new show when everyone's supposed to be separated, to get rid of all the drama, and then, you know, swearing at the doctor because the doctor's like, it's real glass. You're going to, you know, like, shit's going to go in your eye. Like, and I get it. I used to be that kid that was like young and I want to do this, you know, but there's a safe way to do it. And I politely explained that to him. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't cuss at him. I was just like, I very much just said, we don't do that here. This is Saturday. It's a different show. If you want to do stuff like this, do it on Wednesday. That was it.
But again, that points to have a company to where you have to separate the roster. Like, imagine if Vince McMahon, back in the height of the tension between Shawn and Brett, would be like, you know what? We just won't have Brett and Shawn on the same show. You know, Shawn, you'll do Mondays, and Brett, you'll do like Sunday. I don't think Heat was a thing. And Brett, you'll do, I don't know, like you'll rotate Mondays. You will never be on the same show. Like, you can't run a business like that. You are paying an entire roster. You have to get those people in line. No matter who's right, who's wrong. It doesn't matter if Punk was right, Punk was wrong. Elite was right, Elite was wrong. No matter the issue, you have to straighten that out. Like, hey, y'all have to work together. Again, this is about what's best not only for this company, but what's best for the fans, what's going to make us the most money? Don't you like money? Don't you like money? Well, put all that dumb BS aside and just work together. Or you know what? You don't have to work together. But in any other workplace, there are a lot of people that work together that aren't friends, that don't like each other, but they do what needs to be done because of a common goal, which is achieving whatever business you're doing, achieving whatever the goal is. It's like, I don't get how you don't do that. As a boss, I don't get how, it's probably safe to say that Punk he's been in this business too long. I literally just watched him do a reaction with him and Orton at WrestleMania about WrestleMania 27, their match. Didn't know that they hated each other. They literally said, oh yeah, well, Punk said, we kind of hate each other, right? Orton's like, well, hate's a strong word, but yeah, we did not like each other at all. You would have known it if you watched the match. People are not going to like each other. It's the wrestling business. It's a workplace. People are competitive. People have egos. That's just part of society as a whole in any workplace. You're not going to be best friends. But I think the problem with probably, if I would assume I'm not backstage like Meltzer, which he's probably pissed off right now. Because now Punk is making him look so stupid, right? Because he's such a AEW stan, elite stan. He's part of the fan club. Punk is probably going to debunk everything that he's been reporting. But yeah, that's just stupid to run a business like that, to separate the roster, like make them.
I didn't think there was going to be a problem. He obviously took something very business-minded, very personally, and that's fine because I've done that before too. But it's very much who he's friends with, and shit never got squashed. Nobody's in charge, and it turned into what it turned into.
So
Bingo.
he says that, clearly a shot at you, as you said. Match is over. He goes to the back. What happens?
I went to Tony, and I was just like,
Which Tony, by the way?
Tony Khan.
Okay.
And I was like, please handle that. Like, please. And he was like, what do you want me to do? And I was like, I'm not telling you what to do. Just be the boss, please. Like, I'm tired of this shit. Like I told you this was a mistake. And I told you separate shows wasn't going to work, and now we're all here, and like, please handle it. Because if you don't, you're not going to like the way I handle it.
Did he handle it?
No. No.
So you did?
Yes.
What happened?
Jack came back from his match. I was the next match. I'm sitting there. I got people with me. I'm not going to say who they are, because I got a lot of friends who work there, and I wish them all well, and I don't want them to be punished because they're friends with me, And I walk up to him, and I'm just like, Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit, like on TV, And he's just like, well, if you got a problem about it, do something about it. And I was just like, man, come on, man.
Now, Jack probably got gaslit by, the elite. Probably got gaslit, right? Because Punk told him he couldn't do a spot. And not just elite, whoever else is not a Punk fan, probably told Perry, like, hey, don't let him control your career. This is your career. This is your match. This is your feud. Don't allow this punk, pun intended, to tell you what to do. You're your own man. And it probably gaslit him to be like, yeah, I am my own man. Yeah, I'm Jeff freaking Perry. Right? So now he got this, thing to where like, hey, Punk, who will see a Punk tell me what to do? Right? And also he wants to look big and bad in front of, the roster, right? Because you know how, that is. Again, egos. And that's probably how we get here today. And Punk, he does not let things go. He lets things fester like, yo, either you handle it, Khan, or I'm going to handle it. You ain't going to handle it? All right, boom, let's go.
I would fucking kill you. Like, what are we doing? And it just, it's like Chael says, sometimes you just can't let you get close. I thought I was doing a responsible thing. I didn't punch anybody. I just choked somebody a little bit. Samoa Joe was there, told me to stop, and then I quit. I turned to Tony and I said, this is place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit. I went to my room, and then Joe and Jerry Lynn came and got me, and they're like, let's just go out there and kill it. And I was just too fired up, and I'm fired up now, and I'm probably going to regret, talking about all this shit.
Wow, so he quit. Wow, no, wait, what? So he quit. This whole time it's been reported that he got fired. That's even what AEW put out a statement saying that he got fired. So this entire time he quit? Well, then again, you say you quit, but then you do the match with Samoa Joe. So maybe it's like, Tony, maybe Khan or management was like, Punk is just in the heat of the moment. Did the match with Samoa Joe, but then they were like, you know what? You're fired. I don't know. Maybe he'll tell it, but yeah, just like, damn, man. Didn't we almost have it all? Shout out to Whitney Houston.
That's what happened.
Okay, so for those that don't know, you actually did go out and wrestle.
Yes.
Is that all just a blur for you, that match? Do you even remember?
No. That match is I was just like, this is the last time I'm ever going to wrestle Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is my last match in this company.
You knew that?
Yeah. Well, I quit. I said, I fucking quit.
Oh, he meant
Why
it.
did you
Okay.
even go out?
Samoa
For
Joe.
Joe.
The
Right.
fans.
For Joe, for Paul Turner, the referee, for Jerry Lynn, the agent on the match, because I, respect him, and I thought it was the professional thing to do. All the fans, a lot of fans there.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of them to see me, So just go out there and give them a show.
100,000 fans, right?
I don't know. You have to check the turnstile count.
And so you go to the back. What happens then? Like, your match is over. Great match. What happens?
They told me Jack was told to leave, and I was like, do I got to leave? I was like, I want to watch the show. And they're like, no, it's fine. And then, I don't know, a couple matches later, a very nice man by the name of Sam, he was in charge of security. He was like, what are your plans for the rest of the night? And I was like, I was just going to shower and just hang out and watch the show, Because I the whole solo locker room thing's fucking lame. I had Joe, I had House of Black, I had all these guys with me. And I was just like, I just want to watch their match, And then he just kind of looked at me and I went, is it easier for you in your job if I leave? And he's just like, yeah, it might be. He's like, but nobody's telling you got to go. Like and I was just like, well, Sam, I'm a man to man. I'm not trying to fuck up your day. You got a job to do. So if it's easier for you, if I split, I'll split. And then I went and got Nando's for a bunch of the boys and went to my hotel room. And, when the show was over, they came by and we ate chicken.
Tremendous spot, by the way.
Nando's is great.
Spicy, the rice.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
chips.
Peri, buddy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Man, I love Ariel Helwani. Man, he's such a great interview because he doesn't talk over the interviewee. He just sets up the question, asks a follow-up question. Like, God, he's just so good at this, bro. Like, he's been doing this for a long time. I think he would be. Like, they could use him in WWE, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, even AEW. But, man, he's just so good. But, yeah, and you know what? Probably what happened? Tony Khan. Again, this is all speculation. I could be wrong. But Tony Khan probably asked Sam, hey, can you try to get Punk out of here? Right? Not telling him to get Punk out of here, but like, hey, can you try to get Punk out of here? I don't want him to be around. Like, I don't feel, comfortable, right? That's probably what happened. And Punk, he been in business too long. He's from Chicago. He's street smart. He's like, you know what? It's not even that big of a deal. I'll leave. But again, like, Tony Khan, bro, like, you got to be a boss, bro. God dang. But again, that's all speculation. But it probably is what happened. Oh, I can't wait to hear Jim Cornette. Oh, my God. Jim Cornette is going to roast him up. Oh, God. That's going to be fun to listen to.
Did you have to have a conversation? Because what was told to us was you were fired with cause. So you said quit. The devil's in the details there, but did you have a conversation with Tony to say, okay, this is it, we're done. There's not going to be, you have not talked to him?
Nope.
Really? The last time you talked to him was backstage at Wembley?
Yeah.
Wow. He went on air several days later and said he's never been afraid for his life like this. He's been going to shows for 30 years. Felt fearful for his life, for the safety of the workers. When you saw this, what is your reaction when you see this? Not only was it it was a promo on TV, but then he also spoke to the crowd, right? There was a clip that surfaced of him talking to the people in your town, right? I believe it was in Chicago, just outside.
Yeah.
When you saw that version of the story being put out, what is your reaction?
I mean, I can't tell you what Tony felt or what he was thinking, but I never did anything that would make him fear for his life. But you know, he's who he is.
Did you feel like your reputation was being slandered? You know,
Of course
Of course it was.
hears that and you think, I'll be honest, I hear that and I like, did Punk attack Tony?
Yeah,
Right.
I know. And everyone's like, oh my God, think of the billionaires. Like,
Right.
fuck. No, yeah, they're very much as a part of, there's a concerted effort to, I guess, slander me and try to ruin my character and stuff like that. Like, and that's kind of the genesis of all the drama, you know? Like, don't do that. Why are you doing that to a guy who works for your company? Why are you lying? Why are you spreading rumors and lies and bullshit about your top guy? Doesn't make any sense. You're only hurting yourself. You're trying to dim my I don't know, you know, jealousy, envy. I don't really know. And again, it's not really the time to litigate it all and everything, but like, it's an unfortunate situation. I have a lot of friends there and there's a lot of good people that work there. I hope they continue to get paid, and I wish them well.
How would you describe what it's like working for Tony?
Man, it's a loaded question, you know, because I don't want this to be. I don't like the drama, you know. But I mean, it's the truth is the truth. Like he's not a boss. He's a nice guy, you know. And I think ultimately that is a detriment to the company. But it's not my company. You know, I'm an outsider. I thought I was brought in to, you know, sell merchandise and tickets and draw, you know, numbers for pay-per-views and stuff, and I clearly did that. But that's not what the place was about, and some people didn't like that.
Is there any part of you that's always like, man, I'm 45, I'm tired of this shit?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
And why?
I mean, did you use?
The funny part is, first of all, again, just with the way Tony Khan handled the whole situation. Because I think that the show they had was the same night of like WWE Fastlane, like AEW and WWE had like a show on the same night on Saturday. I think that Saturday. What's funny is I remember watching that Friday. CM Punk did like a whole. He was like inducted to some type of Hall of Fame. And I was like, oh, that's so cool, right? Like everything's cool, nothing's going on. Then literally the following day, AEW puts out a statement about them letting go of CM Punk. At the end of the day, that's all AEW had to do. But Tony Khan, man, it's like you don't need to. There's no reason why you should be addressing the crowd about this talent is no longer here. There's no reason why you're addressing the crowd talking about this guy's no longer here. You put out a statement. Now, if whoever decides to read it or not read it, that's on them. But there's no company coming out talking about, oh yeah, we had to let this guy. Like, who does that? Again, who are you catering to? Who are you catering to? And I completely believe Punk. He's probably a nice guy, but nice guys, especially in the wrestling business, get taken advantage of, get ran over. You have to have a backbone, especially as a boss. Just mismanagement to the 9th, 10th degree, bruh. It's crazy. I remember when Punk left WWE and, you know, WWE never addressed it, ever. They might have, you know, made fun of Punk, but they never addressed it. They did what you're supposed to do because they've been in this business too long. They understand, you know, business goes on, right? I never wanted Punk to leave AEW. I never wanted him to have these issues. I wanted him to excel, have a blow-off feud with MJF, and completely light the world on fire. Like, it's dope that he's back in WWE. Part of me feels like there was unfinished business there, but AEW where he belonged. I truly believe that. It's where he belonged. It's just a sad situation, man. All because of egos and mismanagement. That's all it comes down to. But yeah.
You saw my exasperated press conference when I'm eating Mindy's.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Drinking Spindrift.
So-
There's very much a guy who's just, I'm too old for this shit.
So you just talked about how this all started. So then we go to the feud with Hangman Page, right? Adam Page. And it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, when you debut in August of 2021, up until like the spring of 2022, it's pretty good times, right? You have that great.
I thought so, yeah.
But then when he says, I'm not here to just, fight you, I'm here to protect you or protect the locker room from you, right?
Yeah.
In so many words. And the story is that he, went off script, so to speak, and really pissed you off by saying that. Did you feel like that was the first time that your reputation, that your character was being slandered?
What he said didn't matter to me. But when you sit, peeling the curtain back, ladies and gentlemen, and again, if you want to believe all the bad things about me, please do. Just leave me alone. If I'm working with you, and we sit and we talk, and I think one of the biggest criticisms about WWE was it's overly scripted. There's writers. Pro wrestlers don't need writers. Some people don't. Some people do. Some people prefer it. Right? It's but I sat down with him, and we hammered. I was very gracious. Hammered out this promo. Oh, if you say this, what if you say this? Okay, I'll say this. Oh, if you say that, I'll say this. Okay, great. Great, yeah, awesome, great. And then he proceeds to go on live TV and not say any of the shit that we talked about. I can't hear him because the crowd's so loud, and I'm looking at him, and I have to really pay attention to what he's saying because my responses matter. I can't just say what I had planned because it's not going to match what he's saying to me. And he's saying some shit, and I don't know what he's talking about. And I'm just like, man, why would you do this? Why would you ruin? TV is very expensive. Every minute of TV is hundreds of thousands of dollars between production and all that stuff. And you're just shitting on me and you're shitting on the business. Why would you do this? And
it was crazy. I remember watching that promo. I was like, I have no idea what Hangman is talking about. Hangman has never been a great promo, but I have no idea what he's talking about. Like, it just came out of nowhere. Talking about I'm protecting the business from you. I'm like, what? What are you? People wouldn't be watching. Well, no. People wouldn't be watching AEW. The millions of people that are watching probably would not be watching if it wasn't for CM Punk. He brought a lot of eyes to the product. You should be thanking him. What are you talking about? You protected. Like, it's different if they were working together on that for CM Punk's eventual heel turn, which I thought that's what they must be doing that. But yeah, it just came out of nowhere. And you could tell by CM Punk's response, like, I don't know. He literally said, like, I don't know what your problem is. Okay. Like, he didn't know where to go. Like, and Punk has, I know people talk about Punk shoots all the time, but it's usually confined in getting us to the match, getting us to wherever the storyline is. I remember him doing the interview. I watched it, I want to say sometime right around the whole, Brawl Out, not Brawl Out. Is it Brawl Out? All In incident, whatever. That whole 3-hour interview back in 2019, right before All Out, and talking about him and Rock working on their promo, right? And Rock wanted it one way, Punk wanted it another way, but they compromised and worked together to make that work. The whole, your arms are too short to box with God. Rock knew that was coming. Like they worked on that together. Right? That's what you're supposed to do. I just, and again, it's probably come down to somebody got into Hangman's ear, somebody gaslit him, and it's like, let's get this guy. Yeah, let's get this guy again. It's a bunch of children, bro.
I knew the promo ended with him punching me, and I had to fight just double leg him. Just double leg. Why is he doing this? I don't know what's going on, but I was a professional. And afterwards, I spoke to him, and I was like, why'd you do that? Mm-hmm. And, he thinks I got one of his friends who hasn't been fired. But I went to Tony and the lawyer, and I said, you need to fix that, because if I do, you're not going to like the way I fix it. And I thought I was being professional. by not just murdering him on television. You know? I know some people are going to be upset about that. And some people are going to be like, oh, he's talking about this guy again. But with me, respect is the default. I respect everybody until you do something that makes me lose my respect for you. And I had never done anything to any of those guys. If they're basing how their attitude is towards me based on some bullshit their friend told them, well, I can't help you. But I got plenty of friends who don't like certain people, and I keep relationships business. Right? And yeah, that's everything went off the rails from there. It's a shame. It's a shame. It's really a shame.
And you guys have a match, I believe from what you have said, you were kind of thinking the whole time that it would go off the rails in the match, so you couldn't really like fully.
Well, how could I trust him?
Right, of course.
Yeah.
You injure your foot, right? You break your foot.
The week after, yeah.
Take some time off, come back, and then it's the Moxley match.
Yep.
You win. When you are getting ready to go to that scrum, did you know that you were about to unload all of this, or is it just something in the moment that kind of took over you?
No, getting out there and seeing reporters that report shit about you like it's fact without ever checking with you to see if stuff happened, who are openly friends with other wrestlers.
Meltzer, go ahead.
It's just fucking high school. It's high school, cliquey, mean girls, drama bullshit. And I get there and I see these goofs, and I just, lose my temper. Top 3 CM Punk promos though.
Really was.
Yeah.
Really was. It was great.
Do you like Pipe Bomb now? Because I know one time famously you said you hated Pipe Bomb.
But again, what are we going to do? Are we going to credit me for changing the vernacular of how people talk about promos? Or
used to call it a shoot.
Just be like, he's overrated,
used to call it a shoot. Now I call it a pipe bomb.
Pick a lane.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't mind.
How many terms are that associated with a person, right?
Yeah.
Someone says Pipe Bomb, they know they're talking about you.
Yeah, I think, it wasn't a good look, and it was unprofessional, Punk. As much as I thought it was entertaining, I did not like that, because I think if there was any chance for CM Punk and AEW relationship and whoever his issues were to get handled, it was never going to after that. I don't think there's anything they could have did to try to resolve any type of issue, conflict they had after CM Punk did that scrum. So yes, Punk has to take some accountability on this. It takes some responsibility for why he was treated the way he was, even though he was treated not that good before. But you can't be doing that. If you're supposed to be a locker room leader, if you're supposed to be a guy who is supposed to set an example, you can't be doing that stuff, bro. You just can't. So as much as I love Punk, I agree with almost everything. That was one to where I'm like, dog, that was the wrong move, bro. It was the wrong move. And it's why everything kind of just plateaued after that. Again, I still think it's stupid for Hangman to be going on TV. Like, Colt Cabana? Really, my nigga? Like, who give a damn about Colt Cabana? He was fun in ROH and all that, but be like, well, you got my guy fired. Like, you listen to a guy who's never drawn a dime in any other company, right? But you're mad that he got fired? Like, he drew in ROH. He was fun. That's dope. That's cool. But, like, he never drew a dime in any other company. But, yeah, Punk got him fired because he wasn't. Come on. Like, again, y'all so stupid. Like, I just don't know how y'all could be this stupid. Like, it boggles my mind. Like, Heyman really sacrificed a program because his little buddy got fired, and he thought that, come on, bro. And you're telling Punk this. Like, Punk of all people. Like, that's what's most hilarious. Like, Punk of all people. You're looking at Punk like, how dare you? Like, really? Me?
I know I did something great that night.
Sure.
People are still talking about it.
That's 2011.
Yeah.
It's been 13 years. So you do that, you say all of that, and it's fascinating going back and watching it because it's clear that Tony's a little bit uncomfortable sitting next to you.
Nothing he'd never heard before.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he didn't know that it would come
Again, Tony, you should have stopped him. Been like, hey, you know what? You can go ahead and just go to the showers, bro. I got this. Like, it should have just been like, hey, you know what? Go to the showers. We're not doing that. The fact that Tony Khan just like, oh, wow, oh, good, oh, wow. Like, no, you think if Vince McMahon or Triple H was there, they would allow that? Like, what? Like, Eric Bischoff was there. He probably would allow it because he doesn't have a spine either. But you think if Vince McMahon and Triple H was there, they would have just sat there like, oh, God, he's really shooting all my talent. Oh, God, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, no, like, Punk, no. Like, stop. Again, Tony Khan was right there and did nothing. Again, if anything was going to be resolved, it had to be resolved right there. If Tony Khan could have prevented it all, if he would just put his foot down, he had every chance to do so, and he didn't because he's not competent enough. No disrespect to the man, him as a human, he probably is a nice guy, but he was not fit to be a boss.
Oh, right then and there.
Should have handled it.
Yep.
What happens when that scrum is over?
Went home, got surgery, got my arm fixed.
Can you not talk about that?
I don't think I can.
That's Brawl Out, right?
Yeah.
That's the one where there is an actual...
Yeah.
Is there anything you could tell us about that?
I didn't have to sign an NDA for anything I did wrong.
Interesting.
You know,
What does that mean?
it means
What does that
I
mean?
have nothing to hide, and I don't give a shit if people.
So just for the record, once and for all, can you tell us what happened?
No,
Okay.
There's.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh, for that particular one.
There's an NDA in place
Okay.
for that one. Yeah.
You did speak to Mark Ramundi when you came back, right? Of ESPN, my pal, and you did say that you kind of regretted the way that was all handled. Is that?
Well, sure. I mean, I think you can go back and be like, well, I wish I never did the scrum. Scrums are stupid anyway.
Would you prefer if there just wasn't a scrum?
Yeah, those things are really cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's pro wrestling. Maybe do one. Like I did one like the day I came back. I was like, well, this is a big deal. Like I get it, you know. But the problem you have with pro wrestling is just anybody with a Twitter calls themselves a reporter or a journalist or whatever. And I experienced it firsthand. You know, the amount of misinformation that came out based on that. And again, I will go back to, you want to believe all that shit? I'm Bruiser Brody, and I'm running around, I'm running through the hallways, and I'm just fucking sucker punching people and all that. Great, man. Awesome. Believe it. Believe it. Because I'm over here, and I'm making money off it, and you ain't. Believe it. But it's just the amount of just lies and bullshit. It feels a little bit good to say that a lot of it is lies and bullshit, you know? But everyone's gonna, the people that don't like me based on that stuff, they don't like me anyway.
Yep.
They're not my audience anyway. You know? I don't know what else to say.
Can I ask about why is there an NDA? Like, so something happened, things happen, people have talked about them, worse things have happened in pro wrestling and in
Definitely
life.
have.
Why is there an NDA for this particular one?
You would have to ask the person that wanted me to sign an NDA.
Would that be Tony?
Yeah.
I did try to ask him about it one time in an interview.
I can't
It didn't go very well.
I can't imagine he answered you.
No.
Yeah, and again, I am very uncomfortable right now, like talking about.
Okay,
this
I don't
stuff.
want to make you uncomfortable.
No. Well, I mean, I figured it was inevitable when I walked in the door, you know. But I also didn't want to be the guy that was just like, I appreciate that question, Ariel. Can't talk about it
Sure.
for 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever. You know, like I'm a human being, and this is real life shit that happened, and I don't mind talking about it because again, I didn't want anybody to sign an NDA to hide some kind of bullshit that I did. You know?
In your mind, when that was done, did you think that perhaps you were done with the company?
Yeah.
You would have preferred that. And for the record, did you injure your tricep? Can you tell us that? If not, you know, I understand. In the incident, or was it in the match? Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Will you ever be able to talk about this?
I don't know.
Is there a? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know how you
I
I've never had to sign one.
Why does anybody want to talk about
Well,
it?
just for the record, you know, just to know.
It's grown into this ridiculous thing, you know? Like, again, just go ahead and believe what you want.
So you go away, and it's kind of good timing because obviously you never want to get hurt, but we don't know if you're suspended, if you're hurt, if you're recovering from surgery, you just disappear. Did you ever get close to being let go at that point? You said at the beginning of all this, you said, please, let's just do it here.
Well, nobody in the company spoke to me for, I don't know, six months.
How's that possible?
I don't know.
Not a soul.
Paid for my surgery, booked my surgery. Thankfully, Dr. Sampson, who I knew from WWE, I have good rapport with, like, he helped me with that. But like, I was on my own and all that stuff. And if you think I deserve to be, fired or treated like that, that's your opinion. It's none of my business what you think of me. But
very eerie of when he walked away from WWE back in 2014, right? Nobody talked to him. Nobody tried to reach out to him. But unlike this incident, Punk actually walked away from the WWE. He didn't walk away from AEW. So the fact that your top star was not communicated at all shows the incompetence. It's just like, how do you not talk to Punk? That's like not talking to MJF or not talking to, I don't know, I'll probably say Jericho. Because, if you don't talk to Jericho, he's going to just shoot and tell all the business anyway. It's like, you got to talk to your top star. Like, you got to talk. It's like, that just boggles my mind. It's just insane. Like, I can believe it, but I don't believe it, bro. Like, this is crazy, bro.
Doing this one and the recovery for this one, based on how the recovery went for that one, I'm just like, man, it's night and day. And it's almost the comparison between, places where there's structure and there's protocols and there's professional people in charge of things. And I'm not having to research and find a PT spot. I had no help, like nothing. And that's insane to me.
And what's crazy about that is one of the reasons why Punk left WWE in 2014 is because he was dealing with this infection that he couldn't figure out what was wrong. And the doctor was just like, well, what do you want me to do? They keep trying to pop it or whatever. And he had to leave the WWE to eventually go to a doctor to be like, no, that's a staph infection. You need to get that taken care of right now. You're like, what? Punk's been working with a staph infection for like 2 months. Didn't even know it because the doctors are so incompetent. But now, fast forward a decade, now it's WWE who has the proper structure, which is great. And I don't know. I was like, hopefully Punk's his podcast with Cole Cabana later in that year, maybe he might have brought some attention to it to force him to change it. I don't know. But it's great that now they hear that WWE does have the proper staff and medical staff in place now. That's great to hear. It's saying to me that Punk got injured in his first match back. I don't know if that's poetic. I don't know if that poetic justice is just the universe. I don't know what that means, but that's crazy to me still.
How they treat the Jaguars players, I don't know. But I don't think anybody should be treated like that if you're a professional athlete. I had no help. Nobody would speak to me.
So ultimately, why did you come back?
I've got a lot of friends there. And, even though I thought the separate show and separating everybody without, getting everybody in a room and squashing it was not going to work, part of me was just like, well, he's not going to let me go. Like, I'm either going to be sitting at home or I could try to do some good. And if I can get a crew of people on television and maybe do some fun shows, like, that sounded fun to me. Okay, preferably I would like to be out of here. And then I think everybody's happy, because I don't do this because I need to. I do it because I want to, and it's supposed to be fun, especially at this level,
And could I ask, how much time did you have left on your deal? Like, was it something that you could have maybe dragged your feet and the clock was ticking, or was there a considerable amount of time?
Yeah, maybe I'm the stupid Mark. Maybe I should have been like, oh, my arm's not healed. I'm just going to sit at home,
Was it almost done?
My deal? I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I had like a year left.
Could you tell, though, right away? I mean, you mentioned the Jack, conversation, but could you tell right away that nothing much had changed? That it was like, was there a moment there where you're like, you know what, this could work, this is nice? No.
I knew. I was like, this is it's never gonna work.
No, as soon as you got a separate show, you knew it was going to work.
Yeah, you can't. That's not the way you facilitate things. You know, and I'll always go back to so many different stories in wrestling about people flying off the handle and socking each other and then going on to make money. And how many times does it happen on a basketball court? How many times, like it happened a couple of years ago in an NHL practice game, like the St. Louis Blues started beating the shit out of each other. It's just like, I don't know. To me, that's
There's a hockey team called the St. Louis Blues. That's low-key fire. I'm not going to lie to you. That's low-key fire.
that's life, and that's where I come from. And to other people, it's like the most outrageous thing in the world. You know, I'm the devil.
When you came back,
It's funny, Harry. I know he didn't mean that, but it's kind of like, well, that's according to AEW, Adam Cole's the devil. Damn, it's so messed. Adam Cole, is he still? I think he's still injured, right? Like, what kind of foot do you have? What kind of ankle do you have, Cole? How are you still injured? Like, I don't know. But then again, I'm talking to a guy. I'm literally watching an interview of a guy that got injured his first match back in a Royal Rumble. Like, I don't know. Anyway,
you said that David Zasloff, the head of WBD, calls you One Bill Phil.
Yeah.
And because you're the true, genuine article in this business, in a business full of counterfeit bucks.
wow, you remember that?
Was that you going off script?
No, that's me. You know, because the thing, going back to the pipe bomb, a lot of things that people don't understand about what they think is it's a shoot promo. I never do anything that exposes the business. I know where the line is, and I know where to dip my toe over the line, right? It changed the landscape of WWE because the reason I said Paul Heyman's name and Brock Lesnar's name is because I was not supposed to. Like, persona non grata, right? And to me, it's not that big of a deal mentioning these two guys' names. But to everybody, because everybody knew the rules and they knew the parameters and they knew that would specifically piss somebody off. Like, I said it. So to me, I'm getting away with murder, but I haven't even like kicked the dog, you know? And everything I said was related to everything that was on television. Same with that line. Now, if you want to think that I was talking about somebody because I was talking about currency and bucks, that's on you. But that's the magic of CM Punk.
Yes, it is.
I know where that line is. And I say and I do things that make you go, oh, I know this is all phony bullshit, but that guy's real. And if now I'm real and I'm absolutely insane and everybody backstage hates me and I'm this diabolical person that is going to whip your ass if you do some fucked up shit, great.
Dare I say this happened this past Monday
Exactly.
with Drew McIntyre?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
People freaked out over that one.
Yep.
It was a great line.
Thank you.
Regarding your time in AEW, is there anything that you're proud of?
Yeah, because I think people expect me to be like, burn it all down, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I made a lot of great friends there, which is ironic because I'm the guy that's just like, oh, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. But again, the people you work with, you wind up becoming friends with. And I did cool stuff. I got to work with Sting. You know, let's talk about like a weird thing. Like, it's not even on the bucket list because it's just something you don't consider that is a possibility. You know, I worked with Sting in the Greensboro Coliseum. Like, it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think the positives definitely outweigh, you know, the negatives.
Really?
I look at it more like I thought I was coming in to help business, If I could teach something, great. And I think I was just brought in for other reasons, you know, like their business. And I know a lot of people are gonna be upset. It's just not predicated. It's not a real business. It's not about.
What do you mean by that?
It's not about selling tickets. It's not about drawing money. It's not about making money. It's just not.
What's it about?
I don't know.
Really?
I think having good matches, maybe. And there's nothing wrong with that. I was recently at an indie show, and somebody came up to me and they asked me, you know, oh, did you watch my match? And I said, yeah. They're like, oh, can you give me anything? And I almost really kind of faced like this dilemma, because where I was just like, and I looked at her and I said, what do you think I'm going to say? You're going to tell me I need to sell more and not do as many moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's a preference, right? Like it's a flavor of ice cream. But then I asked her, I said, what's the house here tonight? And she said, it's sold out. It's an arcade bar in Chicago. And I said, what can I tell you? You sold the place out. So at this level, and this wasn't like I'm on this level and I'm talking down to you, but I said, at this level, you're doing everything you can. I said, but that shit does not fly on national television. I think that's being proven right now. Maybe sometimes, maybe little bites here and there.
But I don't think there's any much else he could talk about with AEW. But at the end of the day, I said everything I needed to say. I've been doing blogs on this forever at this point. It seemed like forever. It's only been like 7-8 months. At the end of the day, I really want to see CM Punk and AEW work out. I mean, I look at AEW right now. I was so excited about. Again, I really want to see that MJF Punk feud, that final battle. Shout out to ROH. I want to see that final battle. Champion versus champion. Never got it. I think him and Samoa Joe could have had a few more runs around the block. Him and Adam Cole could have tore it up. Him and Swerve. I mean, there were just so many things that I think he could have done in AEW before he hung it up, because he's CM Punk, man. Like, he's one of the greatest on the mic, one of the greatest in the ring, one of the greatest personas. And I really wanted everything to work out. But life happens, egos happen, whatever happens, and you know, it didn't work out. But that's what Punk had to say about the whole situation. I do think it was overall, it was a positive. The good does outweigh the bad. I remember when he came to, I wasn't even really watching AEW at the time. I was watching here and there, but I wasn't really watching like that. But then when he came into AEW back in the summer of 2021, which I think I have a reaction, might still be on this channel. I think it got blocked by AEW. It was just, it brought a new life to AEW. It brought a new life, a breath of fresh air to AEW. And again, his feud with MJF might be the best feud of the past decade. That's not even being hyperbolic. I think it might be the best feud, at least of the past decade. And I might even go prior to that. But for sure, like him and MJF, man, that was money. That was God. Like that story and that, the whole, I was a fan of you and you turned me into who I am today, and God, that was money. That was everything. The first time they got into the ring, I remember I was sitting at my desk at work watching this promo. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, when MJF and Punk got into the ring and did a promo on each other the first time. God, that was just, man, that was special. And again, I'm not here to tear down AEW. I think it's unfortunate. They have unfortunate events. I was really loving what they were doing with MJF and Adam Cole, but then Adam Cole got injured. Then MJF got injured. I think the only thing that's really going for them is Swerve, to be honest with you. They have to capitalize on that very soon. very soon. But it is what it is. Nothing lasts forever. So I did not think I was going to see, especially right now, right before WrestleMania, I did not expect CM Punk to even talk about it. I thought he was going to just allow him to ask any questions and just move on. But I'm interested to know what Triple H and management thinks about this, of doing a whole hour on AEW right before WrestleMania. But hey, it is what it is. But let me know what you think about the whole situation. What do you believe? How do you feel now that you heard CM Punk's side? Do you feel like all the reports have been bull crap? Or do you think it's just a combination of there's, three sides to a story? Let me know what you think. I truly think we never heard anybody on the other side. Perry, Khan, he's not going to really talk. And, the Elite, not going to talk. So we're never going to hear probably their side. Well, we might hear it. No, we probably won't hear it. So, but I'm definitely prone to believe Punk. I just, not everything he said is gospel, but I'm definitely prone to believe Punk because he has no reason to want to look good because he never cares to look good. But, yeah, finally, now everything can finally go to rest. Now we don't have to, finally over. Now we can move on. Let's have some fun. WrestleMania's around the corner. Again, I hope everything works out for AEW. I'm really looking forward to the match between Swerve and Samoa Joe. Hopefully we crown our first Black World Champion. And again, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania, which I'm going to be going to this weekend. So it's going to be a great week of wrestling. But again, like, comment, subscribe, share all the things. Let me know everything you feel about the whole situation. But this is Arcade, your Oracle Casual fan. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.